Hi there, welcome to a new video for the Unlimited Stat system. I'm going to be talking you through the system here, how it works, what to do, how to implement it. Everything's all based on the one component, which is basically a master for each statistic. You've got 4 different types of processing for affecting a statistic, whether it be health, stamina, whatever. You have your increase, decrease. The increase, decrease is, as you would expect, a bullet sudden impact. You can see here in the bottom left hand side that the health is going up and down as we would expect. We've got buffs. So for example, a spell buff give you some more strength, some more speed, you've taken something. These run on a time scale. They'll go up and down by the amount that you've set for a specific time. Incremental status and events. So this one, while you're within the effect area or the effect is still running, this will continue to go up or down based on the incremental value you've chosen. Decrease over time. So this would be the equivalent of using a potion. So once you've taken it, it will continue to fall for X number of seconds at the rate that you've told it to change. We have additives as well. So you can have additive stats. So let's go to the shield here. So we've got 100 shield, and now if we go into instant damage, the health is affecting the shield first and then the health. We also have experience and leveling. As you can see here, I'm just pressing 1 and 2. Staying at the top if you can't see it. Can't access special, get more experience. Let's get experience. We've got level 1. If I press 1, we've got access to whatever special you want to put in there. If we press 2, we still don't have access. Get more levels. Congratulations, now level 3, level 4. Okay, looking good now. Pew, 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 pew. There we go. Now, super simple to set up, really simple to use. As I mentioned, each of these is a child of the stats statistic base. So if I look at the stats health, again, a base of this. Right. We have some values here that are important to set. I've also added the option for a HUD image in case you want to be referencing an image for a specific component. It's not currently implemented the usage within the HUD examples. So you have your starting, maximum, minimum value. You have the choice of, if the maximum is reached, does it cause death? If the minimum is reached, does it cause death? So yeah, minimum health, obviously, probably bad things happen if you pass minimum health. Incremental effector would always be 1 as a default. This is just what it's going to restore to after you've used the the incremental increase or the buffs or any of those ones. Additional stats. So shield will always take damage prior to health, and you can stack this up as much as you want. So if you had like want to make a downed health, you could have downed health having the additional stat of health, health having the additional stat of shield. That means shield goes, health goes, down stats go. And that's really as simple as it goes. Now, adding this to your character, we'll just scooch down here. Literally just add these in. Okay, stats, damage, money, whatever you want to put in here, just make sure they're all allocated to your user. As you can see here, I'm just going to expand this out. Nothing's really required on play. I'm just calling a viewport here, so you don't really need to do that out with what you're doing. But we have got the damage manager component, okay? And it's quite important that we have this one added as well. So there's a second component in this pack you should probably use. Add the component and call out the events for point damage, any damage, and radial damage. And what this does is, on a damage event, it'll check if you're alive, dead, where your health is, and what should be the action that takes place on you there. Okay. Now, your other stats, such as your shield, money, whatever you want. They're going to check if you're dead as well when you reach the top or the bottom, and that's going to trigger the damage is dead option with the stats is dead component. This is an example of how to use the specials. The stats component. The stats component is a separate component to the base. So actually I made a mistake at the start. There's four components in this. So what we have here is when this updates, it basically updates a boolean to say you're on level X. You can now access special A, B, and C. So at experience 100, you gain 50 health. And that's it. You don't gain any extra of this other attribute, but it will activate special A. So this is just the base. If we were to go and find the progress level example, and that's a strut, you could add whatever you wanted to this. Okay, so if you wanted to have more stats being updated, you could add these in here as a float. Make sure you've saved your work first, that you've opened the pack. It's a fresh pack. You've not loaded anything into the system. Got a backup before you edit a strut that's connected to a data table, and just add your features, save it all, restart your engine. Okay. You can add in as many specials as you want as well, but you just have to update the logic. Okay, so let's have a quick look at that blueprints and experience. There we go. So it's not as tidy as I remember that being. I need to tidy this up. So for each level, check where the level's at, and then literally on a sequence, when it hits that level, increase the maximum. So this will do this per level. So if you were to say save your character's details, your experience, and you were to load this up, you would call this to get it to check, and it would go through each level and add in the appropriate additive levels of health. Okay. So add in here, and everything's referenced for the affecting process is always referenced by the get component by class and the actual class of the component you're referencing. So here we go. Get the maximum, add this, set the maximum. Boom, job done. And then we just expose these. If you wanted to add in extra, stat, pop in a new pin, select a different stat, and get its maximum, get its minimum, and that's it updated. Let's look at the effectors, because the effectors, while they are represented as actors in the world, so these all have a different logic. So obviously these are actors you're crossing over. They could be used as examples, or you could just be wanting to use how the object's damaged, for example. And all of these will work in the same way. So there will be different logic here for what's called, but the base is the same. So on this one, anything that hits the actor, it'll find that actor, and it'll see if it has the component that matches the appropriate statistics class that is to affect. And then it just deletes the amount. Go back to here, we can actually see all of these all laid out. So this is inside the stat space. So incremental increase, AOE and buff, poison and heals, and incremental increase, decrease. Yeah. So how this would be used, the easiest one to reference would be a bullet. It's one or a direct hit, which is the most common type of stats effector that you're going to have used so far. You would literally copy this code, and on your bullet hit, so say this was a projectile or a line trace, event hit, and then we just get the break hit, or we just do other actor. Just get your actor component, and then that would just go into here. That would go into there. Job done. And that's it. If you wanted to take it from the hit, but if you weren't getting the right actor result, then you could take it from the hit, break the result. And hit actor, you could use that instead. Boom. And that's as simple as it would be to add this. So the same would go to if you were consuming the item on the consume event. The owning actor would be the actor that is affected. Pull in the appropriate. Let's move this up here because I don't know why that's moved. Pull in the appropriate component, and boom, away you go. As you see here, some of these stats have got an extra option. Okay, now if we look at this one, we can have an option to bypass additional stats. Okay, don't know why it's called max there, I should change that. So if you choose for something to be able to bypass additional stats, this would be the equivalent of, say, having a poison. You have health, you have stamina, you have health, and you have a shield. Shield is additive to health. Poison surely wouldn't affect your armor or your shield. So if you bypass additional stat, it will affect only the health. Okay, and this is one that can be switched on and switched off, because obviously some buffs, some temporary effects and whatnot, you may want to affect one or the other. So that's how that works. So this is just a quick run through. If there's any questions, hit me up in Discord. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. If you need to have another video made identifying something specific. Thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.